Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So this is my favorite time of every 4 weeks because this is the MSTY estimate video. And this is a video where I am not necessarily going to be accurate in my estimation, but we all have a lot of fun. So please let me know in the comments down below what you think the distribution is going to be. But I think my most accurate estimation for today is, as we are going into the Bitcoin winter, even if the price of Bitcoin doesn't necessarily go down all that much, or whatever is happening with this weird cycle that's happening, I, based off of historical data, am considering us kind of in winter. I don't know. But as we venture into being in the halfway point between this halving that just happened in April 2024 and the next halving that's going to happen in 2027, I think the implied volatility of Bitcoin and strategy will go down. And so you'll see more people bearish on MSTY and kind of get away from the fund. But for me, I am sticking with MSTY because I'm curious how it's going to act after the next halving. So this is a 4-year commitment for me, and I'm not going to wave from that just because the sentiment around MicroStrategy and MSTY has changed. So I think the other concern with strategy in particular is that with their new bond offerings, that it's kind of decoupled from the performance of Bitcoin, and I have not been paying that much attention, but I have to have faith in Michael Saylor and the people at Strategy that this is a temporary thing and that they will fix that. And so hopefully they do fix that and it'll all work out in the end. And buying these lows will work to our advantage in the long term. So, what do I think MSTY will be paying? I think a lot of people will be a little disappointed, but there was a big dip last week, so MSTY was at $16, so we have that going for us, which is nice. But I've seen a lot of different predictions of people online from $1 to $1.25. Before I started researching it, I was thinking maybe like $1.07. But if you wanted to know, the Unusual Whales says that the average distribution implied volatility of strategy over the last 4 weeks was around 55%. So that would be a 74 cents distribution based off of a $17.62 price. And then Perplexity AI says that in this time frame, the implied volatility has ranged from around 50% to in the mid 65%. So I put down 57% for Perplexity, which is not usually all that accurate. So they have 77 cents. And then I just watched the Retire on Dividends video where he predicts it, and he follows it every single day. So I would recommend that you watch what his prediction video is if you want the more accurate distribution announcement, estimate. And he is at $1.03. So I think I'm going to stick with my $1.07, but it's not based on implied volatility. It's just more of like a gut feeling. Will I be disappointed if it is 77 cents? Well, I mean, it is the implied volatility of it. So it is what it is for now until the next time it spikes in implied volatility. So I am personally willing to see this through, and I really am hoping to have the 10,000 shares by the time of the next halving and just see what it does with Bitcoin. So that's more out of curiosity than it being a great fund. But strategy has been a very interesting strategy to have in our portfolios. So I do believe that buying these things, well, okay, so momentum begets momentum. So if the momentum is good, usually the momentum goes on and on and on. But then when something happens and the momentum gets less, it gets less and less and less. So everything with yield max is a momentum play. But if you buy these on the off season, basically for MSTY, and you buy it when the price is low and the distribution is relatively low, and this is absolutely not financial advice, it's just how I'm thinking about it. But to me, I would rather buy this when the price is low and I can buy more of it. And then, because I know there's going to be a catalyst, the halving, and we don't know if the halving is going to have as much of an effect in the future, because there's a lot of funds now that are auto buying Bitcoin and strategy that might temper how volatile they are. But I'm willing to basically buy into this bet and see whether 4 years from now I will be getting my original investment back every single month in 4 years, because that's what the bet was, or at least when we did our spreadsheets, and we said, well, if it continues paying 100% every month and we keep buying it for 4 years and we have the 10,000 shares, then in 4 years we should be getting the original $10,000 back. So hopefully in 4 years we'll know. Well, I mean less than 4 years now, but still. Anyways, the last distribution was $1.18, but the implied volatility, I don't even know if was the implied volatility more? It was not. But the price is less now. So, and they were trying, I think they returned some of the previous gains that they had to us. So, I think that they want to keep MSTY as a high payer, so they might be giving us a higher distribution than maybe we deserve, but I appreciate it because that just gives me more money to buy MSTY again. So, I will be tonight updating YieldMight so that all of the tickers, hopefully all of the tickers, are up to date, so that when we go to do our estimations and explore and compare all of these funds, that they are at their most accurate. But if you want to do just compare MSTY funds, you go to advance and you do compare funds, and then you can explore by the underlying, and you can go to, and this is in alphabetical order, MSTR, and just check that box. And so we have MSTW, which monthly distribution per 10, because MSTW pays weekly, MSTY pays every 4 weeks, MST pays weekly, iMist is monthly. So you can see, and I believe that these are ranked by the distribution per 10 shares. So MSTW right now would pay you around $1,450. MSTY would pay you $630. iMist is back here with $550. Winter as a hedge will be interesting because I just bought 10 shares. But, I mean, even if you're losing a lot of money, the $540 that you would get from $10,000 is not bad. So, and as we go into winter and the implied volatility goes down, when we have these bad days, winter will probably go up, but I don't know if winter will go like up enough to be over the cost basis ever again. Inverses are actually meant to go to zero. So just something to put out there. But you can also go to the simple view and go down to the underlyings here and choose Mr. And you can see them. We're going to clear everything. Go to the advanced. Compare funds by underlying, and we can clear that. Go to the simple, and yeah, so these are all of the MST ones, and when you click into them, you can see the details about the previous distribution amounts and their close price from the date before the declaration date. And you can see the historical performance. MST has not been out for all that long, so you are now getting the 3 months, which based off of $1,000, you would have $839 in total value, which is not amazing. We're looking for things that, well, first of all, you can't really blame them because the market just is recovering from the week that we had. But like for SDTY, if you had $1,000 with the final distribution and the cumulative distributions together, you would have $1,081, which is what we're looking for. Like, at least what I look for. Like, I would love my total returns based off of if I had invested 3 months ago, for that return to be positive over time. And as we have more historical data, we can check and make sure that if I invest in it, how much time would it take for me to get my positive return on investment? So, anyways, thank you, in my opinion, Abdullah, Jeddah, and Omega Werewolf X for being members. I really appreciate that. The perks are basically if you pay $1, I have off-brand videos that I'm making. They range from, cooking to coding and making music and using different AI tools. So it's just things that are not necessarily personal finance. And I think I might start doing some trades that are members only. Eventually, not before my condo sells. No promises. But today, the members only video was Making of No Excuse for You. And that is a song that I made with SunoAI and ChatGPT. It was about my feelings about getting fired. And so you can listen to No Excuse for You on Financial Philharmonics. And it's like a new metal song. It's just, whether I was trying my hardest or not, there were consequences for my actions. And now it's time for me to just get on with my life. So, anyways, thank you all for listening. What are your predictions for MSTY? Do you think I'm too high with $1.07? Do you think they'll surprise us all with $1.25? Will we get under $1? And are you planning on investing through the winter, or are you going to choose something that has momentum right now? And I'll talk to you later. Bye.